All right. So, what's going on, YouTube? I am back with my top 10 2010s all-decade list with the center position. I am right now at number... where am I at? Number 4 and number 5? I don't know. I probably forgot. Before I start, I do want to make a update. So I will announce the winner of the 2K giveaway when I'm on my when I'm at least at the second player of who do I think is the best center in the 2010s decade. For those who are in the giveaway, I do want to say that I apologize for dragging this list on for so long. For one, because I hate to say it, but there's only 4 of you guys that have only entered in the giveaway. So I tried to drag it out just so I can have more people enter into the giveaway. But I don't know. I guess they want to either wait or maybe they just didn't get the memo. I'll give it. They still got a chance to still be a part of the giveaway, but I just figured, I figured I would give everybody a chance to at least enter in the giveaway. I still have everybody's names down. So when I'm done with the third player who I think is the best center, I will announce the winner I'll do the raffle first, and then I'll announce the winner on the video, or I guess along with the video, I guess. So for those who want to be in the giveaway, I put it in the community section, and if you guys want to, just just put whoever you think is your favorite, or not your favorite, but who do you think is the best center in the 2010s decade, and then that way I will know and I can write your guys' names down, and hopefully we can have more people that will be a part of the giveaway. I think the only 4 people that I do have written down is Blazing Bolt, shout out to him. Arb King, I think that's how you pronounce your name, right? I know you're the guy with the Derrick Rose profile, so I do know your name. And 2 other people that are subscribed to me, but they put it on, they DM'd me on my Instagram and not in the community tab. So I'll still let them slide, but that was I don't know. I guess they probably got the memo, but they probably decided to message me on Instagram directly instead of putting it on YouTube. But either way, I got your guys' names on in the giveaway as well. So I will do a first winner and a second winner for the raffle. And the reason why I'm doing that is because I know there are some people who, look, I know everybody doesn't get on YouTube every day, so I get that. So the first person that I will announce, I'll give them at least a few days to respond back to me, hopefully. And if they don't, I'll give it to the second giveaway winner, and hopefully they will respond to me. And if both of them don't, I'll think of something. But yeah, that's the update as far as the giveaway goes. But yeah, as we are going forward to our next guy, who I think is the best center in the 2010s decade. So I think I left off at Al Horford at number 5. Okay. So at number 4, I have Pau Gasol's brother, Marc Gasol. So I want to say this. He is, at least in my opinion, during the earlier years, he was at least a top, I want to say he was at least top 3 in my opinion, right behind Well, I can't say their names because they're on the list. But you guys, I'm sure you guys know who I might be thinking of, and I say might. But I do consider him as a top three center in the 2010s decade, especially in the earlier years. I guess I would start off with saying his, or actually before I go off with his stats, he was a very integral part of the Grit and Grind Grizzlies. Some might say he is the leader. I know. I did know a Memphis Grizzlies fan, surprisingly, back in high school, who actually thought that Mike Conley was, which, I mean, it's debatable. I'll say that, but I think most people can agree that Marc Gasol was that leader of that Grit and Grind team. Him, Zebo, I believe Rudy Gay was on that team, Tony Allen, a defensive disruptor. So that team was really was one of those hardworking teams. Some might say it was like a lesser version of the Detroit Pistons, and I'm talking about the '04 Pistons with Ben Wallace. Blue collared, small market team that got to work hard to earn their way to, fight for a chance to get a championship, an NBA championship. So Marc Gasol was really that leader that really got that team together, and really just I don't want to say he was the glue, but was he really the vocal leader? I did know that he was a main part of that core. Especially when they beat my Clippers. When was it? Back in 13? I think it was 2013. Either way, really good. He was a really good player during those years, man. In the earlier years, he started off as a leader of a championship team. No, he was a leader of a franchise. I'll say that in the earlier years of the 2010s, and I guess throughout the mid to late 2010s, when he started getting old, you did see him start to be a role player now. Everybody knows that, he was another main key piece to that 2019 Raptors team. A lot of people, look, I like Kawhi, don't get me wrong, but I hate how some people say that Kawhi had to carry a bunch of bums and old people. Don't get me wrong, they were in their 30s, but I wouldn't go as that far to calling them scrubs, because Kyle Lowry wasn't even considered a scrub, or Marc Gasol was getting old at that time, but I wouldn't say he was considered a scrub. You guys know what I mean? So in the later years, he did win a championship in that 2019 year. And he is, in my opinion, and I think most people can probably agree, that he is the other guy that I believed could contain Giannis. He was very important in that that Eastern Conference series in 2019, especially when I think he was the main guy that had to defend Giannis. I forgot. Maybe he was guarding Brook Lopez at some times, but if my memory serves me correctly, I think he was the main guy that was containing Giannis to being how he usually averages. By that, I'm talking about Giannis. I know franchise and, a few other Milwaukee Bucks fans might disagree with that, and that's fine. But I just think if Marc Gasol wasn't on that team, in a way, I think the Bucks would scrape it out if that, because nobody else. I mean, you can argue Kawhi, but he was more so as helping Marc Gasol containing Giannis. You know what I mean? And Pascal was good, but I don't think he was that great at guarding Giannis, at least that I can remember. But yeah, a very integral piece in that 2019 year. He won his first championship, and unfortunately, it was his last championship. The closest he ever went to as far as getting into the finals was in 2013. I think most people might have forgotten, but it was in the Western Conference Finals against the San Antonio Spurs. I believe it went to 7 games, 6 or 7 games. I can't remember it too much because I think I was only like 13 years old. But damn, that was probably one of my favorites. That was probably one of my favorite years of the Spurs, if I can remember, because I think that was Tracy McGrady's last year in the NBA, I believe. Yeah. So going on to his averages, he's averaged around 15 points, a total rebounds of 8, 4 assists a game, 2 blocks a game, 49% efficiency field goal wise, and 3-point field goal wise at 35, which is below average. But I only want to say it's below average because it didn't start going up till later in his career, or later in the decade, I would say. So the numbers don't really pop out as much as guys like, Joel Embiid and maybe Jokic and stuff like that. But I only put him ahead of this, at least in the top 4, because he was very consistent in his role. He didn't go from, being a leader of a team to an automatic bench role type of guy to, guys or, centers that got cut, unfortunately. Guys like Roy Hibbert, basically. You know what I mean? If that makes sense. So I would say his role in the 2010s decade was very consistent, at least to me, in my opinion. Let me see. I wrote down his resume somewhere in my journal. Give me a sec, guys. Here we go. Okay, so I already mentioned NBA championship in 2019. A controversial defensive player of the year in 2013, which most LeBron fans will say that LeBron deserved it. I think Too Raw said in a video that neither of those guys didn't deserve it. And I think I remember putting in a comment section on who do most people think it would be. And I think someone said it should be Serge. I don't know about Serge. I mean, he was good. I didn't really have time to check his stats. Someone in the comment section, check Serge's stats. Maybe he might be a candidate. Maybe he might have won that. I don't know. But yeah, a defensive player of the year in 2013, a 3-time All-Star in 2012, 2017, and 2015. Let me see, a 2-time All-NBA, first team in 2015, and second team in 2013, which, most people consider it as controversial because of that. You won a defensive player of the year, but you're in the second team. But, all defense, by the way. I would say he's one of the best, in my opinion, at least. I think most people can agree, but he wasn't that guy that could really have the potential to take the Grizzlies over that hump. You know what I mean? Not guys like Jokic. Well, not 2019 Jokic, but, Jokic as we know now. Or Joel Embiid, at least, in this decade, 2020's decade now. Really great player, a really integral piece in that grit and grind Grizzlies. Nothing else to say. I will say this: he was better. I do believe he was better than his brother, Pal, in the 2010s decade. Now, if this was the 2000s, that would be a whole different story. But yeah, that's all I gotta say. Tell me what you guys think.